Hello, powerful creators. Today we are talking about the third chakra, which is the center of power in the energetic body. So you are a multi-dimensional creator, totally connected to your home frequency, your first chakra, grounded, centered. You are harnessing that sexual energy in the second chakra and clearing it. It's a process. We're going to talk about developing the will today, because the third chakra, which is right at your navel center and is yellow, is literally the center of power, okay, for your energetic revolution, okay? So this is where we develop our sense of self, our identity, and really this is inside out power. So this is a little bit flipped because usually it's outside in. We're usually looking outside. We're looking for a strategy. We're looking for ways to that we can control and manipulate in relationships. This is flipped over. This is setting our intention, aligning our life force energy, and magnetizing. That is how we're manifesting, but it's more from a receptive state. So it's a little bit different. Okay. So from this place, we act in the world. So and it's focus and discipline. So we might even think about this as a masculine, like a masculine chakra, where we are creating in the world. We're going out in the world, we're acting and projecting and, making money, and having a profession. This is all, third chakra. However, I'm suggesting that there is another kind of power, which is spiritual power, or we could call it our quantum power, our Shakti power, that is often overlooked. Okay, so we're flipping the script. We're developing receptivity, and the strategy is ready, aim, fire instead of fire, aim, ready, because we are developing the wisdom from inside of ourselves. Okay, so and ultimately it's really aligning the masculine and feminine energies together. So we're developing heart mind coherence. Okay, so hey, most coaches are going to tell you, hey, make a list. What is it you want to create in a partnership? What is it you want in a relationship? And then be it. The challenge is when they just give you a strategy and from the outside in, it doesn't necessarily work because we haven't developed the consciousness or the fire, because this chakra is about fire, the willpower to actually move in the world where we are aligned with our heart. Okay, so that's actually a skill that is cultivated, and that's a consciousness that's cultivated. And I'm actually suggesting something completely revolutionary. Love is a level of consciousness. Love is an action. Okay, so we can talk about love all day, but we can talk about strategy all day, but we're here, right? We're not in our heart. Okay, so we're shifting the power into the heart. Okay, and from this place, this is magnetism. This is the true magnetism that we use to create. So healthy third chakra is I am a creatrix. I am a creator. I'm a powerful creator. Okay. So and this is something that you already have. It's not like you have to go out and get it somewhere. It's something that's already in you. Okay. Now Rumi said it very, very well. I love this. He said, your task is not to seek for love, but rather to find, feel, and release within yourself the barriers you have built against it. And that's really, really beautiful. And that suggests that you already are love, darling. You already are love. And it's about releasing the trauma, patterns, programming from a limited level of consciousness that has nothing to do with who you are, which is pure love. Okay. So when I work with co-creators, oftentimes they don't know what they want. They're confused. They don't know what they want, or they say they know what they want, but their actions are not reflecting that. Okay. And we've been taught in our world to deny our feelings, to not feel our feelings, and to move forward, kind of suck it up and just, move forward with the strategy. Okay, and that doesn't work in romantic relationships. It doesn't really work in any relationships in our life. So this third chakra is a wisdom center. So if we look at the goddess, the goddess Lakshmi, she is the goddess of total abundance, not only material abundance, but spiritual abundance. And there is no question. She is the embodiment of the law of attraction. She is the embodiment of magnetism. This is who you really are. Okay. So this wisdom center is about personal power and taking action towards our passion, purpose, and relationships we choose from the inside out. Okay. So the reality is that many of us are walking around like wounded warriors, and we say we want something, but we're not actually taking action from that place. Okay. So we're literally like in a victim state. And our thoughts are like an electric charge, and our feelings are that magnetism. And so like what are we putting into the world when we act from a victim state? We're attracting toxic relationships. So when we want to really attract a conscious, loving relationship, we cannot act from a place of victimhood. So this is the center where we really shift out of really like choosing, like, I'm moving out of victimhood. I'm done with this. And we start coming from a place of through me. I call it through me. So the first is we're a victim. The second space is through me. You actually start to identify as being the creator that you really are. So when we're in victimhood, we're in survival mode, and we attract relationships from a needy place. And a lot of times, if we could just boil it down, it's like, what can I get? What can I get from this relationship? Okay. And then we're like, hey, well, why do I keep attracting the same old thing over and over again? Well, hey, that's what you're feeding. That's the feelings and emotions that you're feeding. Okay. So for example, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to tell some stories. We have a collaborator who I worked with, and she's like, hey, I really want to create a long-term committed relationship, a loving relationship. I want a sacred partnership. Okay. But her story didn't match up with that. Her story was, I need sex. I can't live without sex. But the challenge is I always attract all these frogs. Okay. Well, she got what she wanted. Okay. This wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult for her to go out and, go to a bar or go online and have hookup sex. She continued to manifest that over and over until she got to the point where she was really heartbroken, and she armored up. And what she was putting out in the world was distorted. And this really literally hurts our ability to manifest what we really want. And, don't we all really want just to feel loved and connected? Okay. So here's what happened. This is kind of like the final straw. She found this fantastic, handsome guy, which was her pattern. He was a Latin lover. And she gave him the keys to her apartment, the keys to her heart. They'd only known each other for a month. Okay. The next month, turns out he's picking up other women, and, lots of other women. And she's like, hey, well, this isn't what I really wanted. And she got to the point where she was done. So oftentimes it takes this point where, whether it's an addiction, an old pattern, or something that, just kind of frustrates us to the point where it's like, okay, I'm done. I need to choose something else. I need to let go of this old story, and you do it by feeling it. Okay. So, the old pattern, also the old story might be like, no matter what you do, don't feel your feelings, just move forward, continue on, get back on that online dating site. No, instead, hey, feel it. Okay. And consciously choose a new empowering story. Okay. So this particular woman had another frog that she threw into the frog pile. Okay. She perpetuated her victim state. She was practicing feeling the frequencies of lack that she sent out into the universe. So what is she practicing her, feeling? She's manifesting by default. Okay. She's constantly reacting to her external environment. to show her who she is. So the mental construct is, I always attract frogs. So this is a scenario that many of us can totally identify with. I had this, I had a pattern similar to this. So when we flip this, we come from a place of observation and non-judgment. We can consciously choose to shift this. So in Tantra, in Manifest the One, it's about using our stumbling blocks or our patterns as gifts. So we turn our stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Okay. So when our thoughts, feelings, and actions are not aligned, we manifest from this unconscious place. So this person had to get so tired of frogs, so tired of the heartbreak, devastated, laying on the kitchen floor eating ice cream. We've all been there. I'm with you. Okay. She admitted to herself she was creating from this place over and over and over again. So from her new place of awareness, where she was actually observing the situation, she chose to become her best partner. She signed up for my class. So I think Oscar Wilde says this really well. I'm going to throw in another quote because they're so good. Oscar Wilde said, "To fall in love with oneself is to begin a lifelong romance." And that is so true, because literally the relationship that we have with ourself dictates, okay, this chakra, this third chakra, what we say we want, our intention, and what we actually do. And that's not always, action in the world. It's interaction too, disciplining yourselves to do possibly the breath practices or the meditation or journaling, self-inquiry. That's an action too. Developing that receptivity, really getting to know yourself, really falling in love with yourself so you can actually share that with another person. Okay. So this woman, she signed up for Manifest the One training, and she chose to spend time cultivating the love within her. And she actually took a break from online dating. She took a break from, hookup sex and going to bars, and really focused more on herself. She focused on making a conscious choice to create her new empowered story, which is what we're doing this week. She set a strong intention to fall in love with herself. She's a beautiful, amazing woman, She started seeing that in herself. She did a daily practice. She did journaling. She activated her authentic passion. She was taking some classes and like my class, and doing what, really getting in touch with what she really wanted from the inside out. And she even took some steps towards a new profession. So most of all, and this is most important, most of all, she developed the skill. Okay, this is a skill of feeling her feelings. And she started this disciplined practice on this, and took action in the world from that place. Okay. So the default programming is to stuff our feelings. And this is where we end up with stuck energy in our body. And we don't send out signals that are based on our home frequency. We're actually sending out distorted signals. Okay. She switched her focus to, hey, I want to bring the love with me into a relationship. And she loved herself enough to create a community around her that supported her. And she set the intention, her intention was to become a lighthouse, not only for herself, but when she walked in the world, to be a lighthouse of love. And that was her intention. That was what, her purpose to be a lighthouse of love. Okay. So she realized that her wholeness didn't depend on some man, a relationship she met online or in a bar. She set this powerful intention to be a lighthouse and to attract at that same level. So she had to be really the one she wanted to attract. So fast forward 3 months, she's now in a happy relationship with a very, very kind man, and handsome too, that she met offline, with that fantastic magnetism that she created, where she feels valued, respected, regarded. And this partnership is based in personal growth, where they're both engaged in personal growth. She did this by intending, activating, and amplifying her heightened emotions. And she set out the high vibes to manifest this. Okay. So how did she shift her focus? She chose to focus on the self-love. And when we do this, we literally shut down fear and anxiety, which is part of that limited societal programming. She was able to observe, feel, and let go of low frequency emotions like shame, blame, guilt, and she literally shifted herself out of that frequency and that identity. Okay. She thinks of herself as more of a goddess or like I say, a lighthouse. Okay. So it's important to be real about this. Okay. So we have to develop the consciousness. Love is a consciousness. It's not an idea. It's not a mind thing. It's actually our heart and mind together, the masculine and feminine together, creating and cultivating our life from a place of conscious intention. So, hey, if we're not ready for a long-term relationship, it's actually really good to be real. And maybe we want to focus more on creating safety for ourselves, or getting more in touch with some of our limited patterning. Take a break from it for a while, so we're really ready to let go of the old story, whatever it may be. Okay. And this manifestation process can be used for anything: passion, purpose, or partnership. It's just something that I'm giving you a template you can use to manifest. Okay. All right. So from this place, when we're actually engaged and committed to ourselves, self-partnership, we begin to look at life through the lens of love. It's really powerful. And we're able to receive love. The hardest thing to do is to actually receive love. And love, I believe, is an action. It's not just an idea. Okay. So from this place, we approach relationship from what can I give instead of what can I get. We choose to embody gratitude, authentic passion, purpose, and self-love. When we do this, we are like a magnet. We release happy hormones and we exude inner and outer radiance. We bring love with us to the relationship with conscious intention, like the sun. Okay. So conscious relationship is when two people come together, not from a place of neediness, but when two equals join together for the purpose of growth and have the consciousness that's needed to truly support each other. Okay. So when we're in a sacred partnership, or a spiritual partnership, whatever you want to call it, both partners are doing their best to remain conscious of the old programming, because it's still there sometimes, and we have to keep bringing ourselves back to the love. Okay. And we develop healthy communications with ourselves and with a partner to resolve issues when they come up. Okay. So in this relationship, we want the best for each other. We check in with each other like, hey, how was your day, sweetheart? How can I support you? How can I love you more? Okay. Everybody's bringing their best to the relationship and genuinely wants to connect with joy and love. Okay. So we're actually cultivating it in a relationship with ourselves, and then we can bring it to a relationship. Okay. Those who are in love with themselves will see and find love in others. This is literally an energetic revolution. You can create as a single, or you can create in a relationship. It can be very powerful to create in a relationship, but it's about magnetizing a partnership that's going to support your highest self. Okay. When we choose to be our own best partner, we develop self-observation skills or witness consciousness skills. We can ask ourselves these questions. How do I commit to loving and discovering my authentic self? What's my heart's desire? What's your new story? Make it a good one. As long as we're going to make up a story, let's make it a good one. What is your intention from the inside out? And what actions do you take to love yourself more? Okay. You can ask yourself, do my actions align with my heart's intention? And the bottom line is, nothing outside of you will ever give you a sense of self. When we really begin to see, we see through the lens of our heart. And that brings us to the next chakra, which is the heart chakra. Okay. You are love. You are a powerful creator or creatrix. Consciously choose your emotions, feelings, not denying the patterning, but consciously bringing yourself to a consciousness where you choose your own reality to see with your heart. I'm sending lots of love and seeing you as a powerful creator and co-creator. Thank you.